Hi, Penelope. My name is Mrs. Bauman, and I'll be your Math 7-8 teacher. I wanted to say welcome and let you know that we are so excited to have you in class. There's a lot of wonderful students in our class this year, and we are pumped that you get to join us. So that being said, I know there's a learning curve jumping into a new class and learning the new routines, but know I'm here to help. If you ever have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to email me. I'll get back to you as soon as I can, and we will figure it out. So please don't stress or worry that you're behind or don't know where something is. Just send me an email or come visit me in office hours, 3:30 to 4 o'clock, and I am happy to help. So that being said, let me show you around our Schoology page a little bit and point out the key things that you need to see. Okay, so I pulled up how Schoology looks for you. I just added you to our math course, so you should be able to view it now. A couple of things to know, and hopefully this is really similar to what your other classes were doing. I will always post an update for each day. So I just posted a few minutes ago our update for Tuesday. I always start off with, hello math folks, here's the update for Tuesday, September 22nd. That way you know which day I'm talking about. And then I'll include any important reminders and what we are working on. So Tuesday, we are finishing Unit 1 review. Now we are just finishing up our Unit 1 work, which means Wednesday we are taking our very first test. That's highlighted in blue there. Now I am going to mark that test as excused for you because you are coming in the day before the test. I do not expect you to take that. That being said, I am going to have some other work for you to do Tuesday and Wednesday. I'll tell you about that in just a little bit. So some other things, when you read through these each day, I also want you to keep an eye out for this live media announcement. And so make sure you click show more at the bottom because it always will say I will meet with students live at the following times. Typically, I'll have a list of students here. So if I look back to Monday's announcement, when you click show more, there was these 25, I think, students needed to meet with me at 10 a.m. that day. And so I really use flexible grouping, and I base my groups off of your work. So I look at, oh, all these students are doing really well on the assignment. I'm going to pull them together and give them an extra challenge. Or these students, they look like they could need more practice on something or reteaching. So I'm going to group them together. And so it really changes every day. So make sure you're looking for your name here. And then also I periodically leave the last half an hour or a certain amount of time for students to join with extra questions. Tomorrow is a unique circumstance because it's the day before a test. So I wanted to leave it optional and open that if students want to come in and ask for help, they can, but also if they just need to get their work done, they can do that as well. So tomorrow is kind of a unique case. The other place that it'll show up for live meetings is your events. So if you look at your calendar, which hopefully your teachers have gotten you in the habit of this, whenever you are scheduled for a live meeting, it will show up as live-math and then the class. So right now, both live meetings are showing up and they are marked as optional because I assign them to everyone in the class. This also would be the case for any small group meeting. So if I have you in a group of 10 students that need to meet that day, I will make sure to have it on your calendar as well by 4 p.m. the day before. So I always make sure before 4 p.m., before that day ends, I'm going to post the update and schedule those live meetings for the previous day. So that's how you can see that. Now, when it says Tuesday, we're finishing Unit 1 review, this in blue, which I always make it in blue, and here was the lesson 1.4 and 1.5, you can find those tasks in materials. So if you go over to the left and click materials, this is where all of our asynchronous lessons are kept. Live meetings, this is where I just keep the scheduled live meetings. You don't really need to look in there. Live class recordings, if there's anything that would be really great for absent students to go back and look, I try to record class and post it in here. We've been having a little bit of trouble with that, so that's kind of a work in progress, honestly. And then down here are all the lessons we've had so far. And so I always put the lessons in the folders. And when you click a folder, you'll see everything you need to do for that lesson. So it says inquiry, notes video, practice problems, and exit ticket. Now let me describe how these are set up. So your inquiry varies. It's usually something that's going to help you start thinking about the concept and make some connections from things you previously knew. And then the notes video is a video I make of myself walking you through how to take notes on your hard copy notebook. So you should have a notebook designated for math. Please set up a table of contents at the beginning. We did that very early on in the school year, but these notes videos are going to walk you through taking notes for that lesson. And then that way you can reference it throughout the year and also be looking back at that work while you're doing the practice. The next thing is the practice problems. And so this is usually about 10 problems, and they're problems just like you were just taking notes on. And so when you're showing your work for these problems, make sure you're showing your work in your notebook right next to where you're taking notes. That way it's all together. For those practice problems, you can actually try the practice problems assignment up to 20 times. And each time you submit it, you will get feedback on what was right, what was wrong. So that way you can learn from your mistakes and try it again. I give you 20 times to do it because it's practice. I want you to keep practicing until you feel like you got it. And then once you think you got it, move on to the exit ticket. The exit ticket is kind of like a snapshot, a little mini quiz for me to see where are you at after doing all this work. How much do you understand? Who do I need to go and reteach, help out with? Can I move on? Things like that. So the exit ticket, you can only submit once. And it's going to automatically give you that feedback as well if you got it right or wrong and the correct answers. If you are really stressed out with the exit ticket and you feel like, oh my gosh, that was not a good score, I want to redo that, or there's tech issues, or I think you graded me incorrectly, send me an email. We can take a look at and figure that out together. That's the general layout, though, of each lesson. And then each one of these folders, I generally give 2 days for students to do. So I'd give you like lesson 1.1, and you have Monday and Tuesday to do it, for instance. So that being said, there's a lot of folders in here that you've missed, and I know that can be overwhelming. So I wanted to alleviate some of that stress. Know that starting Wednesday, all of these folders will be in one folder named Unit 1. Because my class, our class, is moving on to Unit 2 on Thursday. So you'll have to be going back into Unit 1 folder to find all these. Now, I want you to focus on the lesson 1.2, lesson 1.3, and lesson 1.4 and 5. So 1, 2, and 3 lessons, because those are going to be really important information in order for you to understand what's coming up. So the next 2 days, I want you focusing on those 3 lessons. Now, I understand you might not be able to get all 3 of those done in the next 2 days, but try to make sure you have all 3 of those done at least by the beginning of next week. So that way we have all those gaps filled in. Starting Thursday, you will be getting new assignments for Unit 2. It's okay if you turn some stuff in late. I'll understand that. I know you're trying to get caught up, okay? So one other important thing I wanted to point out is on the left here, if you go down to grades, this shows you all of the assignments that are in your grade book so far. And this is where you can also check if you have anything missing. So you want to get comfortable looking at grades quite regularly for math class. So in here, it's broken down into the different sections. Formative assessments are all our exit tickets. Work habits are all our practice problems. And summative will be reserved for our tests. So there you won't have anything for a little while. Notice that I did excuse you from 1.1 practice and exit tickets. It's a pretty basic lesson, and I think you'll be okay with catching up on that information as we go. Now, the other ones I marked as missing because I want you to go back and do those. In Gradebook, you can click the link, and it would take you directly to the assignment. That's really convenient, but notice there is no video listed there. There's no information beforehand. You have to learn about the concept before you can do it. So make sure you either go in materials and find that folder labeled 1.2, or after you click this, so like here's 1.2, that's what I did, and it took me that assignment, but I haven't had a chance to watch the inquiry or the notes video. So you want to go to the actual folder where it has that information to learn the material before you can do it, okay? So as I said, please make sure over the next week here, you are completing these 6 missing assignments. That's 3 lessons total. You might have to do some extra work to get you caught up. It is a big switch to jump over to Math 7-8. If you're feeling overwhelmed or unsure of what to do or how to get this all done, please send me an email and we can make a more detailed plan to figure this out. Last thing I wanted to say is I did include a video that I shared with everyone at the beginning of the year to get to know me. Please watch that, and that way you can know me a little bit better. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Feel free to visit me in office hours anytime. You can always visit me in office hours at 3:30 to 4 o'clock any day but Wednesdays, using the same link you would use to visit me during live class. On that note, again, I am so excited to see you, Penelope. It's going to be a great year, and just know that if you communicate with me, I'll make sure that this is going to be as smooth a year as possible for you. Just let me know what I can do to help, and I'd be happy to do so. So, welcome, and I'll see you soon.